Doulton, did I get the name of the store correct?
It's actually Waterford Wedgwood, Royal Doulton.
Oh, I left somebody out. There we go. And located there in Settlers Green. And you've been around for how long now, the store?
We opened a year and a half ago.
And you've brought a variety of things for us to look at. And in the last 5 minutes, I've learned more about crystal than I've ever known in my entire life. And it's fascinating stuff, and there's just so much. So we're going to try to look at all this without touching too much. We don't want to touch too much, but Hans is going to zoom in on a bunch of stuff. So you're located right there in Settlers Green. And whereabouts are you located?
If you were to pull in from Route 16 and take a right at the first stop sign, go around the Gap parking lot, we are in right across from Eddie Bauer, right between Lindt Chocolate and Kitchen Collections.
Absolutely. Oh, so you can go and get your Lindt chocolate, then you eat that, and then you go into the. But don't put the chocolatey fingers on the crystal. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the history of Waterford crystal.
Oh, sure. Glass blowing and cutting has been known in Ireland since 1783. Is how far we date back, and we're excited to announce that we actually have a master ambassador from Ireland joining us on December 11th, and he is doing autographing. His name is Gerard Tracy, and he started with the company back in his early teens just as a big gatherer.
Yeah.
And he later went on to become a master glass blower in 1984. And as far as becoming a master, they say it takes at least 15 years to become a master.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And so he'll be there, and you're introducing a few new lines, or not lines, a few objects. So let's talk about those. Let's talk about the big vase here.
Oh, sure.
We're going to have Hans come in. He's going to zoom in on the big vase because that's fascinating. You were telling me about both these vases here.
Absolutely. This.
Yeah, we'll move those just so we can.
This vase here is called the Dunbrody Abbey. This vase is a real collector edition. It's a limited edition, and it only comes in a quantity of 200 in the world. It's part of our House of Waterford collection, our master cutter pieces here. All of the Waterford crystals and design cuts are inspired in some way or another. Below these stemware pieces here, this piece here is called the Newgrange vase. This one here is a 2013 exclusive for the Waterford Ambassador autograph events that they have. After this year, this vase will no longer be hand cut. And it can become a real treasured heirloom piece to pass from generation to generation. And
you said the history of that was the one that is very neat with the...
Absolutely. 5,000 years ago, they built a tomb in Newgrange, and the cuts were inspired by the way the light shines through the tomb on the day of the winter solstice, December 21st. The cuts are sunrises. There's 4 sunrises on this vase here, and they represent the 4 provinces of Ireland. So again, a real treasured piece.
It's beautiful, and I hope it's capturing on the TV. It looks like it is, but the sparkling that you get, obviously from real crystal, is quite amazing. Very cool. Now let's go over and talk about the colored glasses that are over there.
Oh,
and the Snowflake collection. Did you refer to that as the Snowflake collection?
Yes, it's called the Snowflake Wishes collection. And each year we are designing, I will pick this up. We are designing a different snowflake, a different theme, and a different color. Now this collection consists of a champagne glass, a double old-fashioned, and the snowflake itself, the ornament itself. On the table, I do have one hanging. Now the red was the first year. This was Joy.
And you were explaining about the color and how, because if you look at them closely, you see that it's a red color, but that then when they etch it at just below 3,000 degrees,
yes,
you get the color, the other color of the crystal coming out.
Correct. It takes 3,000 degrees temperature to fuse the two crystals together, the two layers. And once it starts to cool, then they're allowed to start making their cuts. And when they start making their cuts, that's what allows you to actually see the clear underneath the colored glass. Now this glass here, this is Courage. This was the 2012 edition.
There we go. And so you can see that. You can see the green and then the natural, I'll call it the natural color of the crystal beneath it. It's just amazing.
This is going to be a 10-year series.
So that's great. So it's 3 years into it, I would guess, because you got three colors here with you. So
yes.
So that'll be neat as they update the colors or change the colors every year. And as you notice too, the snowflakes are different each year. They pick, because no two snowflakes are alike, so no two champagne glasses should be
correct. It's called the Crystal Star.
It's very neat. We're going to try to zoom in on this one too, because it's.
And this one here is called Goodwill. So the blue edition is Goodwill.
Oh, that's great. So let's talk about some of the other things that we have here. We might not pick them up just because they're kind of fragile. But you've got quite a lot. You have obviously from your angel collection, a variety of. Now they're carved is the right term is for crystal.
They are hand carved. Yes.
Carved.
Yep. All handmade, all glass, mouth blown pieces, and then hand carved. Yep. Our angel collection. We have the Angel of Prayer, the large piece here.
Yeah. And one of the things and I want to point these out because while we have enough time. So this is one of from the angel collection. And when you look at it up close, and you can see the carving
to the right,
yeah, and you can just see how intricately they're carved is really quite amazing to think about. It's glass, glass is very fragile, crystal is very fragile, so that's terrific.
Absolutely.
And I think what we'll do is let's finish up on these wine glasses, because you were just telling me a very interesting thing about crystal wine glasses as opposed to glass wine glasses, so or wine crystals, I guess we'll call it, and why the experience of drinking from a crystal glass, I don't want to use the word glass, from this versus drinking from a regular wine glass. Right.
And a lot of folks don't realize this. Actually, drinking from a crystal wine glass allows the wine to breathe appropriately. Crystal is very aerated. Your wine, your liquor, actually is able to breathe right through the glass itself. And so with that said, you may actually pick up the taste of a cedar barrel that your wine was stored in. You may taste some of the blackberries that may have been growing with the vines of those grapes as they grew. So there really is a true purpose for using the appropriate glass with your liquor.
And that's terrific. And the look of them and the weight of them is absolutely fabulous. So, all right, so you've got coming up on December 11th. You have,
yes, we have Gerard Tracy joining us from Ireland, and he'll be doing autographing on any of the selected Waterford pieces that folks would like to have signed, and it's just in time for the holidays. We do offer shipping, and we do take phone orders for those that can't join us the day of the event. And if you'd like to, select a piece and have a exclusive piece, because it would be autographed for someone you cherish most and have it passed on from generation to generation. These are all true collector's items.
Terrific. So you're located in Settlers Green.
Yes.
And what are the hours this time of year?
Currently we are 9 to 9 throughout the week and 9 to 6 on Sundays.
All right. So So definitely swing on down there, check out, I mean, I imagine this is just a small sampling, but what a great thing. We didn't get a chance to talk about some of the holiday ornaments, but you have a whole bunch of those too. So definitely